Donald Trump announced a 10-day ceasefire in Lebanon following what he described as intensive diplomatic talks with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Lebanese President Joseph, with the United States acting as the main mediator in the agreement. Notably, the ceasefire reportedly began at midnight on Thursday in Lebanon, bringing a temporary halt to Israel military operations that had been targeting Hezbollah positions across southern Lebanon. Notably, under the terms of the arrangement, offensive military actions are to be suspended during the 10-day period, although Israel retains what it describes as the right to self-defense in cases involving imminent or ongoing threats. The ceasefire has been presented as a possible opening for broader negotiations aimed at reducing tensions between Israel and Lebanon and potentially laying the groundwork for wider regional diplomacy involving Iran. Israel leadership has described the truce as an opportunity for a possible historic breakthrough, while maintaining that any long-term agreement would require the disarmament of Hezbollah. Israel has also indicated that it intends to maintain a security buffer zone along the parts of the southern Lebanese border, a condition that remains highly contentious. On the Lebanese side, officials have cautiously welcomed the reduction in hostilities but continue to insist that any lasting settlement must include a full Israel withdrawal from Lebanese territory. Hezbollah-linked figures have stated that the group would observe the ceasefire only if Israel also holds all the military activity, leaving the arrangement fragile and dependent on strict compliance from both the sides. Well, despite the ceasefire taking effect, there have been early reports of continued shelling in parts of southern Lebanon, with the Lebanese army warning displaced residents against returning to their homes too soon due to ongoing insecurity and unexploded threats. Large areas of the south remain heavily damaged after months of fighting, with destroyed infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and the entire villages. The conflict has caused a severe humanitarian crisis, with thousands reportedly killed and more than 1 million people displaced, placing immense pressure on Lebanon's already strained public services. Many border communities remain cut off or partially inaccessible due to sustained military activity. And the ceasefire is also tied to broader diplomatic efforts involving indirect negotiations between the United States and Iran, with discussions reportedly focusing on Iran's nuclear program and wider regional stability. Well, all these parallel talks are being seen as interconnected, with progress in Lebanon viewed as a potential stepping stone towards reducing wider regional tensions. However, major disagreements remain unresolved, particularly over Hezbollah's military role, Israel's security demands, and Lebanon's insistence on full sovereignty over its territory. Both the sides continue to accuse each other of violations and maintain deeply opposing conditions for any long-term peace agreement. And for now, the 10-day ceasefire represents a temporary pause in one of the region's most volatile conflicts, with its future dependent on whether the fragile calm can hold long enough to allow further diplomatic progress. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.